I have two questions for you, Mr. Namazie. One is, the first one is just a yes or no. You talk about parallel legal system. Is it right that any decision made by any Sharia council, is it legally binding in this country according to the law of this land? Yes or no?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's legally binding
I'm just asking for a yes or no
answer.
answer.
There is no yes or no. Because
But there is. It's not legally binding.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, can I just move on to my
It doesn't
next
matter
one?
if it's not legally binding, because for the women, and especially the vulnerable women who go
So it's
to
not
them,
a parallel legal system then, is it?
it is, because the law of God is the most, it can be the most frightening thing to disobey the rule of God. And when you go to a court of God, and where they say that the rules are divine, and if you don't abide by these rules, you can go to hell, you're committing zina, you're committing apostasy.
Mr. Namazie, according to your blog, which I read
very
earlier,
dangerous and difficult.
According to the blog that I read earlier, this isn't just about Sharia courts. If we were to look at your implementation of the view of the world, we wouldn't have any. The majority of the discrimination would be faced by the 33 million Christians in this country, because you'd have a way with Christianity, you'd have a way with, and this is according to your blog, with any religious institution.
This is not about, no.
But it is, isn't it?
No,
because what you're saying is you're
difference
denying everybody's religious
have a
human
right
rights.
to religion or not having a religion. However, it doesn't mean because you're a Christian you need to go to an ecclesiastic court for your divorce. If you're Jewish, you have to go to the Beth Din. If you're Muslim, you have to go to the Sharia court. If you're Hindu, you have to go to some Hindutva court. The point is that we are first and foremost citizens in this country. There are rights that have been fought for over centuries for women, where they have equal rights, where their testimony is not worth half that of a man's, where men don't have unilateral rights to divorce, where women have to go through a million loopholes to get their basic right, where domestic violence by some of the Sharia judges is considered fine, where the judge will ask the woman, well, did you ask him why he beats you? Is it because you didn't cook dinner, or is it because you're going out with your friends? Where you have a Sharia judge saying that marital rape is not a crime, it's not an act of aggression. Calling it rape is the act of aggression. In this situation, clearly there's a problem.
Agree.
So it's not an attack on the right of religion,
okay.
So please
No.
don't make it such.
I agree. I'll make my final point. I absolutely agree that we have inequalities in the Sharia system. I absolutely agree one woman abused is one too many. I absolutely hold those values, absolutely run through me. What I don't agree, and what I'm looking at, is in this country, our first female judge was 1967. It was only a few years ago that we referred to young CSE victims as child prostitutes. We go through change. And what we don't do is throw the baby out with the bathwater. What we do is we reform legal systems. That is what we do as lawmakers. So what we do is we listen to people, we listen to their concerns, and we amend the law accordingly. What we don't do is do away with something that a community finds very valuable. And quite frankly, the people that I've been talking to in the last 24 hours certainly have told me that there is an air of Islamophobia about this, there is an air of racism about this whole debate, and that needs to be taken.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm being accused of certain things.
Yeah, sorry, the whole debate, not about you, not about you.
Well, it is because
it's about the whole debate.
Mr. Namazie, yes, you can come back on it, and then I'm going to move to David Burrows.
I think that the fact of the matter is that you can be critical of religious rules and religious courts and do it out of a defense of women's rights. You don't need to be Muslim for example, you don't need to be gay to defend gay rights. You don't need to be a migrant to defend the rights of refugees and migrants. And you don't need to be Muslim or, an adherent of these courts to see that there's a problem here. There is a problem. And I think that Islamophobia and this accusation is often used in order to silence any criticism on courts which are highly discriminatory. I think we need to have one law for all. People have a right to religion. They absolutely do. They have a corresponding right to be free from religion as well. We often forget that right. But nonetheless, to say that then we need courts which are looking at the issue of women's rights and the rights in the family from a fundamentalist, from an Islamist perspective, is dangerous, and it is leaving the most vulnerable to the mercy of these courts.
Okay, thank you.